Grant Daniel now.
It's Grant Daniel.
The gold lady this year. Oh my God, it's Grant Daniel.
And our mom, Shezzy Daniel. She's really crazy.
It's all true.
It's All True, the podcast with Grant and Shezzy Denya.
Welcome to it. It's Quickie time. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, drop everything or not. You can have us on in the background. It is time to get quick with Grant, Shezzy and George. G'day, folks. How are we today?
Well, that intro just took up half our Quickie, so feel free to get the point.
We're awesome. We're so good. We love
joking.
these quickies.
I'm only joking.
I love
These are fun.
a quickie.
That's okay. I feel like with my intros, I do need to get them shorter because I get on a roll and I'm like, words. What words here? What rhymes with this? And then I just keep rolling and I'm a control freak.
No, I enjoy them. I was only joking. I was only actually just reflecting on our previous Quickie that was actually about 27 minutes long, which isn't quick at all.
Almost an episode.
We could cut that in two.
Classic. What do we have today,
We can
Georgie?
split it into two. Well, guys, I've got a big question, a really huge question that gets flung around heaps.
Is it what's that fluid coming out of my?
What about what? Finish that sentence.
I have had a lot of people, staring at my groin region in the past 21 years, and I still haven't got the answer. No, look, what's the superior takeout store? So I'm going to give you a list of a few. Okay. And you've got to kind of rank them. We've got, obviously, and this is not sponsored, by the way. This is pretty universally known that you've got your McDonald's, you've got your Hungry Jack's, Red Rooster, and KFC.
Depends what you're going for. Depends what you want to buy.
I'd have to say McDonald's. You know why? Because there's one in every town. The food is pretty much always the same. When you're traveling and you've got kids, it's like the number one stop that you can pull over and take them to the toilet and get something to eat. And I'd have to say out of those three, McDonald's.
So best for convenience and consistency. And also and locations, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of quality of food.
Definitely not KFC because every KFC is different.
Well, it's very hit and miss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get a burger that's kind of all scrunched up into a corner of the paper and the chips are,
I don't know what it is because I used to love...
Service is pretty ordinary.
Yeah. And, we've travelled around...
Red Rooster, I like going Australia. There for their chooks, like just a chook.
Yeah.
Occasionally we're running late and we just want a chook and they make a good chook.
Yep.
Burgers, I do like at Hungry Jack's. I do enjoy those burgers. Red Rooster chips are pretty good.
Red Rooster chips and KFC chips are great. But if you are hungover...
Are KFC chips too floppy?
KFC wins. Well, I don't know.
Maybe it's soft and floppy.
Not every time. See, this is a real dilemma for us, as you can see, George, because...
as connoisseurs of this genre, of this food genre.
Yeah, because we have travelled a lot around Australia, and when you are travelling and you're very short of time, especially when you're working on the road, you often you have to have takeout, especially if you've got to travel long distances. And so we have, over the years, really been able to give a good comparison between different eat-out places. And we, as you can see, Grant rates the chips on the erectedness of them. Is that a word?
Oh, an erect chip. Yeah. That's
I
important.
love a stiff chip. Good stiff, crunchy on
chip.
They've got to be crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. You know what I mean? There has to have that 2 levels of consistency. Otherwise,
but McDonald's chips are always the same.
Are they too? Well, that's
they're always the same.
They're fries.
Yeah,
fries. They're fries. But one thing that McDonald's never gets right is that they always forget the sauces
and the bloody nuggets.
Kills me. Yeah,
every goddamn time. And if I'm in the car drive-through, am I going to go all the way around and join the queue again just for a couple of sauces?
No, you don't.
No, I'm not. But they know that. They know that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they deliberately just drop a few things out every now and then to save a couple of sneaky dollars, knowing that we couldn't quite be bothered to complain.
But your sauce is so essential when you are
experience.
getting
Yep.
nuggets. So I don't understand, and it
You
happens
can't dry dog or raw dog just some nuggets without any sauce. You know
not
what I
when
mean?
you've got kids and they specifically say they want ketchup or they want barbecue sauce, and then
Stop calling it ketchup too, McDonald's.
it's like
It's tomato sauce.
all hell breaks loose. You've sat in the drive-through. You've waited for your 10 nuggets, okay? These little kids are like, is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? And they say, no, I'm sorry, it's not ready. You have to go and wait in the waiting bay. So you go and wait in the waiting bay.
Another complaint.
Yeah, so you wait in the waiting bay for fast food, and then they come out, they give you the bag, and you're like, there you go, kids, you pass it back. You've driven off. As you drive off,
Then
they
you
say,
realise.
they don't have any sauce in here.
And that's
you go,
where you drive your car straight through the foyer, drive your car straight up to the register, and then demand it.
that's an interesting thought. I've never, yes.
Just make your own
Can I
drive-through.
be very controversial and say that I enjoy raw dogging nuggets without sauce?
You are a psychopath. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, but that
I
doesn't-
in recent times have been saucing it up, but prior to like say 6 months ago, I've always just put the nuggets straight into my mouth.
Oh my God.
You
So
don't find
you
it's
have
too Doesn't
changed.
scratch your throat on the way down because it's so dry and crispy.
Chicken's my meat though. I love chicken.
Remember when we went out for lunch and we were like, do you want any condiments? What are they? Do you want any sauces, George? No, I just chicken.
It's like I've got condoms back in the car. It's okay, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So you changed. I'm just picking up here.
Yeah.
You
Fell in love and
fell
he's
in
been-
love, and all of a sudden you're sweet and sour.
Oh, I'll have whatever you're having, darling. That's
Well,
what's
you know,
happened.
when you live with somebody, you get inspired by what they have and what they do. So you just tend to kind of catch on. Do you find that too?
Yeah, of course.
Do you eat multiple packets of pork crackles in bed?
No.
Why not?
That's not inspiring
Because
enough.
I can't hear the goddamn movie when you do. That's why. I don't know how Succession finished just because you were eating all of those bloody
pork crackles.
pork crackles. All I can hear is munch,
got-
munch.
An ick. Do you know what the ick is? When you have something you're not really keen on somebody else doing, but it's not like a terrible thing. Have you heard of the ick before?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. What is it?
Right. So my ick, and I'm going to sound like the world's worst bloke ever, but it's when somebody hiccups.
Oh, you can't. It makes
You
you,
don't like
feel
it?
sick, or it just annoys you, or
I just
what sort of
get
response are we
so-
talking?
I know that you can't help it,
Yeah.
but I just get so annoyed. It's like, oh my God, just stop hiccuping. I can't stand it.
What a savage.
I read a thing
That's
today.
involuntary.
Yeah, I read a thing today saying that there's a sign of having ADHD that most people don't recognize, and it's when everyday sounds, especially chewing, sniffing,
Oh, chewing, cannot stand
swallowing, really
Hate that.
aggravate you.
Yeah. So I hate it.
So I
when
have
you-
ADHD?
Hate it when you
Maybe, I don't know.
chew, hiccup, breathe, move.
I don't know. Touch wood. I don't know if I get the hiccups that often, but you know what Grant does,
What
which
do you get all the time?
Grant gets.
I get this spasm
Like,
where
it's
it's
like-
a hiccup burp sort of thing. It gets stuck in my throat and it hurts.
And his mum
combo.
does it too, and she did it once, and she kind of went, oh, and I thought she was having a heart attack, and I was like, oh my God, are you having a heart attack? And she's like, not saying anything, just putting the hand up.
it burns.
Yeah, and it's so bizarre, but it happens to Grant like quite a bit, and
Oh, your coughing fits. You get coughing fits.
Yeah, I have
that
coughing
go
fits.
on. They're so loud, bro, that blows the roof off, and they go for like
bet.
20 minutes. It's like we'll go into like a cinema to watch a movie that I've been really keen to see for ages, and we'll just sit down and it'll just get going. And
I can't eat popcorn
I'm
very
loving
well.
It doesn't matter what it is.
yeah, it's popcorn. It's like
Just
Because the
coughing
little
fit.
bits get onto your throat. They sort of come off and the specks just sit there and it hurts. I've been there too. And Grant and I, we both know that you can't help it, but we also can't help that it's
Annoying.
infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you can't help it doesn't mean it's not as annoying as hell.
Well, I've actually noticed that because I have these post-nasal drip from sinus problems.
Gee, that's sexy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
when that's really prominent, so say, you know, if I've had lots of sugar in a week or something like that, and I have like this
Red wine.
red wine, I just have like a bit of a drip at the back, that's when the cough is more likely to happen. Yep.
Correlation.
So it's like, and I've investigated it. So it's like you've got this thicker substance in your throat that just kind of lives there, as opposed to a normal person with saliva. So when you're eating and you breathe in, it gets stuck there, and that's what the cough's from.
I've got another solution. What about just putting a pillow over your head?
Oh.
Just until your limbs stop flicking. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's really awful.
And then I can get back to seeing how Succession finishes.
Yeah, to be fair, Grant, the other day there was a mouse, because as everybody knows, we're having like a full mouse plague.
They're still coming.
There was a mouse climbing through our barbecue area veranda, and he was a fat mouse, and he was like basically sticking his finger up at us as he ran across the screen. And I said to Grant,
He was laughing as he was running.
don't let him out. We need to catch that mouse. And Grant's like, no, just open up the door and let him out to the farm, Shez. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, that little bastard has climbed into the spare bed and pooed all through the bed.
Look,
He can die.
I joke.
Are you fat shaming a mouse, Chezzy?
Yes.
He has eaten all my leftover pork crackles underneath my bed.
Oh, that's why you're angry at him. I see. Look, I joked a second ago about murdering Shez with a pillow. However, when it comes to actual, death, I couldn't witness. I was like, don't kill the mouse. I can't watch you club a mouse to death.
Club a mouth. Well, we don't need to
But
say
you were
how I
like,
was.
you were ready to go. And
I'm
like,
pissed
"Mate."
off.
And I had to sneaky just open the door so he could get on out of there. And I'm
And
like,
do you know-
run, little guy.
Do you know what?
Run for your life.
I am going to have I am an animal lover, okay? I have...
You were
Let me finish. I have multiple animals. In fact, I've always had pets. I even had pet mice, and I love animals. But you know
fed
what?
them to your snake. That is not a pet mouse.
They were a pet until it was feed
did that.
time. These mice, and only people who have lived through mouse plagues, and you know what? We lived through one 2 years ago. They are revolting, and they infiltrate everything, and their urine on everything, and their poos, and they eat into stuff, and they attack kids when they're sleeping. They even attacked the prisoners at Wellington Prison. Remember, they were like,
Oh, that's right. They were complaining about the mice in jail.
because they eat you when you're asleep.
Yeah.
You're the first person to complain when one crawls on you. So
I got scratched on the face. On the
see?
face
And
while I
you
was
were like,
sleeping.
go free, little mouse. Now,
Well-
look, I wasn't going to stand there and viciously club this animal like Grant's trying to make out. I was going to put it into a nice little bag and then take it to another farm and send it to
Another farm.
You know how
Yes,
animals
we've
always
all,
go
We've
to
all
the-
had stories. We've all, as children, had animals that mysteriously went to a farm
Yeah.
of a relative we've never heard of.
So I
Like
was
the mouse was going to willingly go into this little bag that you had.
Yeah.
You know what? I was going to grab it by my hand, but Grant kept going. He left Scout there, and they
Mate,
were both watching,
once-
going, "Don't
look.
hurt it! Don't hurt it! Look at its big eyes."
I don't judge anyone else's upbringing. I don't judge, maybe your hobbies are you like to go shooting on the weekend. We had farms. We used to shoot vermin. I have an issue now. I could do it back then, but once I've brought life into this world, i.e. my children, I have trouble taking life out, right? So I can't kill things anymore.
And I
Especially if it's a mouse with a shotgun.
Yeah.
I don't go around wanting to kill things, but it's like these mice have got into everything. They've gone through our towel drawers.
I can't
they've
stop
gone
thinking of
through
a mouse holding a shotgun.
Me too. Like little Stuart Little.
Yeah, in his little car.
Oh,
his little
thanks,
radio-controlled
George.
car
Now
they
you've brought
drive
up
around.
Stuart Little.
How could you want to wish ill of Stuart Little? He
Well,
was a
you
kid.
know
Mouse
what?
lives
He had
matter.
little clothes on. He had little vest.
Mouse lives matter. You know what? Tonight, when you're being attacked by Stuart Little,
Yep.
don't wake me up. Don't roll over and go, Shez, there's a mouse and I need you to get up and kill it, which is what happens regularly.
No, not kill it. Can you please chase it out to another location? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And let
to
it
the
be free.
farm.
Look,
The farm in the clouds.
I've said this many a time. If there's anyone who's going to die in this relationship, it's me, not her. So
Mate,
you've all heard
All
it
the
first,
mice.
man. She has a
I'm-
reckless disregard for life.
I am.
But she loves animals.
Oh, loves them. And she feeds them slowly to a giant python.
Oh my God, I was 14. All right. I think that this fun quickie is well over.
Well, yeah, I think
It's no
we
longer fun
discovered-
because what? The truth comes out about you. Now we called you on it. Now she wants to shut the episode down.
Yeah, and record. No, look, we've decided that McDonald's, most consistent fast food store.
Well, I can't say best, but I tried Carl's Jr. the other day.
Oh, what was that
yeah.
like?
It was quite nice. Nice sort of
okay.
juicy patty, bit more flavour. Yeah, it was okay.
I think it depends on the store, though. Every store's different, so
yeah.
My
we'll
favourite.
leave it up to you.
My favourite is Wishbone Chicken in Bathurst. We'll give them a shout out because they make the best chips and chicken salt.
They really do.
They do.
Okay. That's for no one else's benefit other than ours.
Yeah. Or if you're
And
travelling
don't kill
through
mice,
Bathurst. Yeah.
just chickens.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
It's All True, the podcast with Grant and Shezzy Denya.
Bye bye. See you next time.